In the news, President Obama requests a war authorization against ISIS. Whether that name makes you think of an Egyptian pagan god or an Islamic rebel group that controls territory in the Middle East, I will argue in this episode that both currently do not pose a threat to American security. Stay tuned for a thoughtful debate with tonight's guest, Congresswoman Shelia Dodge.
Ba 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 ba
Welcome to the show tonight, folks. We are talking about the War Authorization with Shelia Dodge, Congresswoman from California. Welcome to the show again, Shelia.
Thank you for having me again, Dan.
So, Shelia, to dive into tonight's discussion, you have already voiced support for the administration's request for direct U.S. military action against the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria.
Yes, Dan, this is a threat to the global community and to the United States. Such threats cannot be allowed to continue for the sake of those directly caught up in this vile group's grasp.
Well, there is one part of that statement I agree with. They are particularly vile. With such demonstrated disregard for human life, no one could not come to that conclusion.
I'm glad you understand the need for action.
I understand the desire for action, but not the need for action from the United States specifically. Two events happened in the past month that clearly lights the path that I want us to follow in opposition to ISIS. Egypt and Jordan both attacked strongholds of this group. If more Arab states do the same, the group will cease to control territory.
The Arabs need to know that we are with them on this fight, hence why I am voting for this resolution.
ISIS has not directly attacked the United States, and therefore we would not be waging a war of defense. I thought you and this president were voted in because of your opposition to preemptive war.
My voters care about the international community, and this resolution would go along with it, unlike in 2003.
I don't see that big of a difference. Both regimes killed their own people for indiscriminate reasons, and both had not attacked directly the U.S.
But ISIS has stated its desire to do so.
And you believe that giving ISIS their dream of directly fighting Americans will counter this stated desire? Please don't use a neocon line such as, we have to fight them over there so we don't have to fight them here.
Dan, when are you going to just trust our commander-in-chief? Do you think he doesn't have our best interest at heart?
Great question that I would like to counter with an observation. He refuses, the president, to say the term Islamic extremist. Yet here he is asking to use the military to attack a group that calls themselves the Islamic State and that preaches a strict interpretation of the Quran.
We cannot give ISIS the legitimacy of the Muslim faith.
But we can give them the legitimacy of defending the Middle East from Western infidels? We should step aside and let the regional powers, which are already attacking ISIS, clean up their own neighborhoods, so to speak.
They need help, and I, for one, am willing to lend a hand. We are all citizens of the world.
That does not mean it is in our best interest to attack ISIS. You always seem to reach for this hands across the globe mentality, but self-interest exists and people act on it. Preemptively attacking ISIS is not in our best interest. They are not going unchecked anymore in the region, and we should be happy for that. Countries do not need Uncle Sam to step in and stop them from misbehaving. ISIS kidnapped from within the borders of Egypt around 30 people, and they beheaded them in Libya. Libya being a chaotic state partially created by Obama's bombing campaign. Egypt reacted to this by attacking an ISIS stronghold. Someone else is dealing with this problem.
Yes, didn't you previously oppose military aid to Egypt, Dan?
Yes, and I still do. We should disengage from the political process of other countries. Not to do a blanket arms embargo against the world, no. Not to be sidetracked. If we only fight when we are attacked, the propaganda used by groups such as ISIS will become more bizarre and non-persuasive to people in that region.
I trust smart people, and this president is a smart person. If he says we need to attack ISIS, we need to.
Smart people can do dumb things, and preemptive war is a great example of smart people doing dumb things. I think those are both great ending remarks for us. I thank you for coming on the show tonight, Sheila.
You're welcome, and I look forward to coming on in the future.
Little fist bump of pleasure.
America First Committee, P.O. Box 108, Auburn, New Hampshire 03032, or at my email account, americafirstcommittee@gmail.com, or the Twitter handle @USA First Committee. Thank you.